Well, boys, another day and another Blizzard mishap. So the other day, Overwatch 2 was talking about making some changes to the Overwatch 2 matchmaking system. So first off, they want to remake a leaderboard, essentially. They want to show how much higher you are than other people in your division. Just letting you know, Overwatch, I don't care about how high someone is in my division. I don't know about you or anyone else. I don't want to be in that division. I am playing the game to get out of the division. I don't care who I'm higher than in like what, bronze, silver, gold. If you're in like masters or you're top 500, then yeah, you would want to know like, where's your placement? But like, no one cares like, oh man, I am the 1,200,080th person in bronze. I'm higher than the person below me. I'm slightly better than someone. Like, this is the most useless stat that they're making right now. Hopefully they stop that and get back to, I don't know, making the matchmaking feel fair. Because if you guys don't know, Overwatch 2 has a real problem with actual fair games. Because in their blog post, they say they put more emphasis on DPS players on each team, being closer in skill than they do with DPS players and, like, let's say the tank on the other team being closer in skill. Don't know if you know or not, Overwatch, tanks kind of dictate if you're gonna win or lose. Like, if you have a trash tank, you're kind of gonna lose the whole game. It's not like you have a secondary tank like in Overwatch 1 to back up the shitty first tank. No, you just have the one tank that has to shoulder all the burdens of being the frontline tank. And if they can't do that, well, the game is over. And it's really heartbreaking to see like everyone is like trying their best. The DPS are getting high DPS, the healers getting high healing, and then the tank is trying his best, but he's just no match for the other tank, and you just lose. Because guess what? As soon as the other tank gets rolling, guess who's getting rolled? So I think they need to put more emphasis on making sure that the tanks are at least a fair matchup, because you kind of can't play Overwatch 2 without a decent tank, and you only get one of them. At least with DPS, if one's lacking, the other one can pick it up. You only get one tank in Overwatch 2. Another thing that they admitted in this blog post that we really didn't ask for, but for some reason they gave it to us either way, is they admit that, yeah, if you're a low gold or even a high gold, you could be playing with masters. Which means, yeah, those games where you felt like, man, there's nothing I really could do to win this. You really couldn't have done anything to win it because you could have had a gold, silver, a bronze, and maybe a platinum on your team if you're lucky, and another gold. And then the other team could have had a master, maybe a diamond, a little bit of gold sprinkled in there if they wanted to, and if you're really lucky, a silver. Just something that the other golds can bully. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about here, Overwatch 2 decided to admit that, yeah, last season, in season 2, we allowed people within 12 divisions to play with each other. So, you know, a gold 3 could play with a grandmaster, you know, just something that could happen. Kind of hard to learn the game when you're getting your ass kicked, but you know, it's something that could happen. But that was season 2 of Overwatch 2, where they allowed 12 divisions to, you know, play together. Now they only allow 9 divisions to play together. If you don't know, that still means if you're gold 3, you could be stuck. Hard stuck in gold 3 if you're performing outside of what a gold 3 should be performing, because you're getting your ass kicked by a master 5. I'm like, at this point, it kind of makes sense why everyone is starting to play unranked. Because if I'm playing with someone that's 9 divisions higher than me, I don't care about ranked. Because at that point, it's set up for me to fail. Like, how am I supposed to learn the game whenever I'm just getting whooped the whole time? But boys, that's mostly what I had to talk about in this blog post. Just them admitting that they still don't even know how to balance a game correctly, even though we all told them, hey, stop putting masters into our game where we're nowhere near masters. Stop putting grandmasters in our game where we're nowhere near grandmasters. Please. They all can play with each other. There is top 500 for a reason. All of them can play against each other. Like, you don't need to give someone that's almost in top 500 or grandmasters a free game because you put them up against a bunch of golds and plats. But those are my thoughts on this blog post where they're talking about changing matchmaking. Hopefully they listen to us, because guess what? We are your customer base. Like, I get it. You have to hit these numbers and hit these marks about how much people spend on the game. But if we're complaining that the game is shit and we're telling you exactly what we want, like at this point we're telling you exactly what we want, and you don't give it to us, you can't complain whenever the game dies and then a inevitable blog post comes out saying, well, today Overwatch 2 we have to shut down the servers because no one plays it anymore. It's like, we told you how to fix it and you refuse to fix it. Like, don't blame us whenever we find something new. But boys, tell me in the comments down below, what do you think about the whole 9 divisions apart instead of the 12 divisions apart?